Hi, I am Andi the Knittress, and this is my YouTube channel where I like to talk about yarn. You can find me on the internet as Andi the Knittress on Instagram, Ravelry, and here on YouTube. Or you can find me as TheKnottyKnittress on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook. That is for my online yarn store, TheKnottyKnittress.com. Okay, so thank you all for deciding to watch this and listen to me talk about yarn. What I am wearing, this is the Astraeus sweater by Meghan Regan of Badwolf Girl Sits and Knits. I test knit this pattern, I want to say 2 years ago, probably. I could be wrong. It is knit in, the green is a avocado. It's by Fyberspates Vivacious DK. And the contrast color is by Wonderland, Wonderland Yarns. Their unicorn base, which is a mohair base, and this color is called Goat's Beard, and it's super fluffy and I love it. This is a really fun sweater to knit, and I did a cropped because that's what I like to do, and I did a high-low hem and half sleeves, 3/4 length. I don't know if it's considered 3/4 length, elbow length sleeves. So, I don't really have a whole lot of actual knitting to show you. I mean, I have a lot of things to show you, but not a whole lot of it is knitting because I've only really been working on one project. I did make a pair of socks out of one of the Christmas colorways that Bobby dyed up called Something Festive This Way Comes. And I don't have a sock blocker over here because apparently I am not a professional podcaster. But this is just a hung hem sock in Something Festive This Way Comes. I like how this yarn knits up. It's very Christmassy, very winter time, and that's my only FO. Yep, because I've been obsessed with the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I have a lot of other whips that I haven't worked on. The only other one that's got work is my Halloween socks, which will not be done by Halloween, so I won't be able to enter them. This is living in my Stitching Plaza bag, Georgianne. And I don't know the last time I showed you guys this. Well, I mean, I know the last time I showed it to you was my last podcast, but I don't remember where I was when I showed it to you. Probably pretty similar, if I remember correctly. So, this here, let's show you the side without all the... I like it. Doing top down, heel flap and gusset, 9-inch circulars, which is not my usual method of knitting. Doing 11 stripes for each of the stripes, and this all sounds like I've said it before, and it could be because I said it in the last podcast, or it could be because I said it in Vlogtober. But anyway, you get to hear it again. So there's 11 rows per stripe, just because 11 is my favorite number. I did a tubular cast on, and I did the, what is it called? Oh, it left my head, for the ribbing. Combination knitting for the ribbing, so it would be nice, tidy ribbing. And yeah, so these have been living in my purse. If I have to ride in the car as a passenger, because I can't knit in the car like Maddie does. We don't have enough traffic here like that for me to be able to stop and knit at a stoplight. Our traffic's not like that here. And Maddie from We Share Needles, I saw in her one of her little vlog videos. She was knitting in a car at a stoplight and stuff. Artemis. Pets. Real life here. Kids are home from school today, so there might be a couple of stops and starts. Anyway, this is knit up in Willamette Valley, Duck Feet 2.0, and Knitty Bow Fiber Co. Easy Bake Coven. So yeah, I like it. They'll get done eventually. I do like the mindless knitting on it. I mean, it's not super mindless because I do have to change colors, but yeah. So that is the only thing that has gotten any amount of attention, and it's only been minimal because I have been working on the West Knits MCal. So if you don't want to see spoilers, I'm really far behind. So this is all the 4 clues are already out, and I'm still on clue 2. So I doubt I'm spoiling many people, but if you don't want to see a spoiler for some reason, if you're still on clue 1 and you haven't been spoiled, look away. So this is living in my Hocus Pocus project bag, knit for me by my friend Thomas, my friend Amber's husband. These were in the Hocus Pocus shawl kit that I put out, and I am knitting this in here in colors Dyeworks, single ply base, and main color is Dost Thou Comprehend. Contrast color is Calming Circle, and accent color is I'll Have Your Guts for Garters, Girl. All of which are quotes from Hocus Pocus. I really like the new Hocus Pocus movie. It's kind of extra, like kitschy, campy style, but I mean the first one was too, so I really like it. I like the new twist that they put on it, and I gotta say I shed a tear when I watched it. I did. So here it is. I am on section 4 of clue 2. So the first section is this chevron section here in the front. As you can see, all of those progress keepers on there show you it took me 15 days to knit this first clue. And then when I moved to the second clue, section 2, it went a lot faster. There are only 2 on that one, and then I went to this side and there's only a few on there, and I have just barely picked up for the bottom next section, which the pickup I went really slow and followed along with the pattern and with Steven's video, because all of these stitches need to be picked up in a certain spot, because there's going to be cables here, and certain cables are supposed to line up with these stripes. I am in love with how this looks. This is very like giving me pumpkin vibes, Halloween, which is what I was going for in the first place. But I am so happy with my colors. I am really glad that I stuck it out and I didn't bow out. I don't think I was ever going to actually not knit it, because here's the thing. I was watching Rebecca from Mean Girl Knits. Hey, it's Rebecca on Instagram. I was watching her vlog, and she had a good point. She's like, we didn't sign up for the mystery knit along because we absolutely needed a shawl. And I do believe it was somebody else's words, but I got them from her. So we didn't sign up for it because we wanted a shawl. Like, we needed to have a shawl. We signed up for it because we like the mystery and the fun, and it's not everybody's jam. The way this is working, it's not bringing everybody joy and peace. So awesome that they decided to frog it and not just tough through just for the sake of toughing through because everybody else did. I toughed through that first part because I was in love with my colors. I was absolutely in love with my colors, and I couldn't wait to get to the next section. And I like to see spoilers, so as soon as Steven puts out his video, I go watch the whole thing so that I can see what that section is going to look like. I know that's not everybody's choice, but it's mine. I choose to do that. I'm a very visual learner, so just the words on their own, if I don't know what it looks like, sometimes my brain just doesn't like that. So I go look at all the spoilers, and I have looked at the last spoiler and what the overall finished thing looks like, and I can't wait to finish it. So that's still probably going to be what you'll see on the next podcast because I'm in love with it. I love it. Yeah, so I got 2 whips. 2 whips and 1 FO. That's what I got. Everything else I have is I get to announce the winner for the giveaway, and then I have a little bit of acquisitions, and then a lot of shop news for you and some live talk. So 6.5 minutes in, and I'm done showing all the knitting. And this feels like it's going to be a long episode. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm lying. I do have one other whip. So I've had this pair of socks on the needles for 3 years, I think. And it was a pair of socks that I cast on, and yeah, 2019. I'm pretty sure I cast them on in 2019, and they were toe up, 2 at a time. So they sat in my project bag, and I would use this pair of socks all the time to show people when I was working at Naughty Lady Yarns. I would show everybody all the time, oh, this is how, you can do 2 at a time. This is how you do magic loop. This is how I would just pull that pair of socks out all the time. If somebody wanted to learn short rows, I'd pull it out and start knitting short rows on it, just because it was readily accessible and easy for me to show people. I would undo the short rows, because it wasn't ready at the time. And so they sat about this much done from the toe, both pair, for a long time. Well, recently I did a project bag de-stash. So I was going through my project bags, pulling out some things. Lots of the project bags that I had just had like old projects that were already done, or maybe it was going to be a new, just the yarn. Well, I pulled out these out of their project bag, and I decided to frog them and then crank them, which is what I did. But they are a whip because I haven't Kitchenered the toe together yet. So when I make a sock on my Erlbacher knitting machine, I start here. So it all gets worked upside down in the machine. So I start here and I knit all these rows, and then I get to here and I do the heel and then the foot and then the toe. And then I put waste yarn on the toe because I do a short row toe, and then I put waste yarn, and then I will go back and I will Kitchener this together, and that waste yarn comes out. So I did a 1x1 rib on there, and I held it with green lycra, which you can see the green lycra really well against the white and red yarn. And then I do a deep heel, and then the foot, and then a rounded toe, a deep rounded heel. And This was a sock set that I got from Macy, from Mace of Skeins, and I want to say it was a 20-gram mini, so I probably shouldn't have done 25 rows in the cuff, because when I got to the second sock, I did the cuff and the heel, and then I ran out at the toe. So there's just a little green stripe on that one. And that's okay. It doesn't matter. They're for me. They're my Christmas socks, and I'm happy that they're almost done. All I have to do is sew together the toes. And it's called Kitchenering because it's closing the toe to where it matches up like when you do a Kitchener stitch, but I don't have it on needles. I do it with a darning needle because it's on the waist yarn, and I just go back and forth with the darning needle and close those up. So that's another whip that I have that is almost done. All right, so let's do the giveaway winner. Let's remind you. So Clay Cannon, I'm going to have a little bit of crinkles here so I can get Clay Cannon. Her name is Jessica. Was having some issues on her Etsy shop, which is now all fixed, so she's able to sell again on her Etsy shop. She was just having issues, so I wanted to support her. So she gave me more than she should have, so I am spreading the joy to you guys. So I showed this on the last podcast, but I will show you again. In this little box, I am giving away a 0 and an Oogie Boogie Progress Keeper. So all you had to do was comment down below on the last video and you have a chance to win this. So I have on my old phone here it all pulled up, and it says there were 28 unique comments, and I have excluded myself from the giveaway because I don't need to win. And so I'm going to hit start. Oh, how awesome. That is, are you going to focus? Go in front. It is Tia Shattenkirk, which is a person, one of my local people, and she said, working on my sweater for my brother-in-law, I do wish you'd shown the others. She gave you a bit more detail because they're cool. And she was talking about, oops, I'm not in focus. There we go. She was talking about showing the rest of the stitch markers that I got from Jessica, and because I only showed a few of them on the last podcast, but I had shown them all in the Vlogtober prior to that. So congratulations, Tia. Reach out to me and let me know if you want me to mail them to you or if you would like to pick them up locally. Okay, so the next thing I have is some acquisitions, and let's start with, I went to OFF, so Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival, and it was so fun to go. It was the same weekend as Rhinebeck. It was pretty small, I guess, I hear, in comparison to what it used to be. I don't know, it was like the same size as Black Sheep Gathering. It was fun to go see all the sheep in the little barns, and if you want to see more of that, you can view my Vlogtober video from, I think it was on the 15th. So Vlogtober day 15, it would be on that video, and it was just so fun. So I got some Boss Kitty yarn, and I am in love with it. Let's see. I got these lovely colors. This one here is Tales from St. Olaf, and it is on the Kitty glitter base, which is 75-25 superwash merino, 20 nylon, 5. It's not 75-25. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's 75 superwash merino, 20 nylon, 5 sparkly stellina. So let's see if you can see. I like their logo and the cute little paw print that they punch out on there. And it's just very sparkly and beautiful. And then I got the color Nurple on the Cat's Cradle base, which is a 75-25. And I got the color Ectoplasm, which, that's my color. Come on, guys. Like, I could not get that. So what I think I'm going to do with these, which they're going to live in my stash until I feel like it, but I do want to make the shawlography. So I want to get from Boss Kitty. She has a mithril colorway that's like a silver gray. I want to get that on the kitty glitter base. And then I think I want to go black. So I want to get gray and black with these and make the shawlography. I think I want to do that. I don't know when, but eventually. Whenever I get the yarn, then I'll probably cast it on the minute that I get the yarn. So I got that. The next thing that I got, so remember how I told you all to tag me in anything Beetlejuice? Oh, I also got a pin from, it's so cute. So cute. Oops, I always go the wrong way. Opposite. Okay. Told you guys to tag me in anything you see Beetlejuice. Well, thank you for doing that. I don't remember who tagged me. I will maybe remember their name. Anyway, somebody tagged me because Fate's Thread had an awesome project bag with Beetlejuice on it. So I had to get it because I couldn't not. I mean, look at that. You've got that sculpture on there. You've got Lydia with a Polaroid, and Beetlejuice is the sandworm. You get some little green ghosts. Like, I couldn't not get this. And it's a good size bag. It's like a medium sized bag. I could put a few skeins in there. And it's very nicely made. There's like some interfacing in here. I just love it. Thank you for tagging me in this. I won't always be able to get all of the things, but sometimes I make it work. So please tag me in all of the things, because it's awesome. It's like, oh, I've been waiting to do this so that I could use this bag. I love it. So the next thing that I got is kind of silly, but I was at Joann Fabrics, and they had, like, I call it impulse aisle. Like when, I think like TJ Maxx and Ross and Joann Fabrics and a lot of stores in Halloween, Spirit Halloween does it too. Like they make you go down this aisle of little silly projects before you can check out. And you're standing there in line surrounded by all these silly little things. And that's like when your kids always want to buy like the candy bar or whatever that's sitting there. Anyway, I look over and there's these cute little tins of mints, and it was like a sweater. It was a Golden Girls sweater. So I gave the mints to my kids because they were like sour green apple mints. And I like sour green apple, but they were kind of like Smarties, which I don't like. So I got this little tin because, I mean, what do we need a tin for? To keep little stitch markers in. Like, why not? Like, putting my needles and stuff in there, stick that in my project bag. Cute little Golden Girls Christmas sweater tin. Like, how cute is that? They had one too. They had a couple others, but I just got the Golden Girls because I love Golden Girls. So I got that at Joann Fabrics. So if you're ever in line at Joann Fabrics, they have cute little tins with mints in them. All right, the next thing that I got, so I bet you guys can guess because it's my favorite yarn dyer. Teresa from Pretty Twisted Yarns had a mystery color called Don't Throw Me Down, Clark. And it was like the ant in the National Lampoon's not Christmas Vacation. Was it Christmas Vacation? Anyway, that movie with Chevy Chase. It was like the little old aunt, and she's brings like the cat as a Christmas present, and then the weird jello with the cat food on it. Anyway, she dyed a colorway after that scene in the movie where she says, "Don't throw me down, Clark." And so I ordered that, and then I ordered Festive AF because why not? So I'll show you Festive AF first, which everybody already kind of knows what that looks like because it was online and pictures and available. I got this in her lavish base. Festive AF. It's so pretty. Okay, so I was showing you Festive AF. I had to take a phone call because I'm going to be at the Christmas craft fair here in Douglas County. So how awesome. I'm showing Christmas yarn and I got the phone call about being accepted to the Christmas craft fair. I'm excited. All right, so I don't remember what I was saying about this, but this is Festive AF on Pretty Twisted's lavish base, which is 8515 extra fine superwash merino nylon. And I just love her base. It's super squishy and super soft. All right, so the other one is the Don't Throw Me Down, Clark, and this was a mystery. So if you haven't got yours or opened yours and you don't want to be spoiled, look away. But it's gorgeous. Oh, it's blowing out. Yeah, it's so pretty. Look at all those speckles and yeah, it's so sparkly. Her sparkle base is the sparkliest. I'm telling you, my carved pullover that I knit in her sparkle DK is it just shines. Like so much so where it like creates little rainbows around me. It's awesome. I love it. So I can't wait to make these into some awesome sparkly Christmas something. Look, look at those greens and it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Man, so pretty. Thank you, Teresa. She's so awesome. Oh, so the next thing I have, it was why I went to Joann Fabrics. Okay, so my friend Kristen gifted me an amazing candle that I'm going to light because it's really awesome and you have to see it. So it changes, let's see, get to focus. It changes colors, you see here. When you light it, it does like a color changey thing. It's so cool. It's got a bat. It's freaking bats. I love Halloween. So thank you, Kristen, for this awesome candle. Like, so I asked her where she got it from, and she got it from Joann Fabrics, which is why I went and ended up getting that tin. And I couldn't find any in all of the Halloween stuff because it was discounted. And so I went to the checkout with the little things that I had to go get some polyfill and a couple of other small things. And then I was at the checkout and they had them at the counter. So I got the other two that they had. There's a spider and a snake. Let's just show you how cool it is. So maybe go check out your Joann Fabrics and see if you could score a cool candle before they're gone. I love it, and it's so awesome, and it just makes me smile. So thank you, Kristen, for gifting me the bat. I had to go get the spider and the snake also. Just go through. I want to show you guys that I have some sock blanks still in the shop and some of the amazing colors that Bobby dyes up. This one is Trick or Treat. So sock blanks are really awesome because you can, it's a whole tube that I've already knit up on my circular, and then there is some waste yarn on it. And then you just pick up all of these stitches here and then knit a toe, cut in and knit a heel, and then a cuff, or you can unravel, you know, and knit the cuff, etc. Like there's lots of options. You can even, with some clever stitch pickup, you could do some mittens or like fingerless mitts. But I have lots of sock tubes in the shop ready to go. They make for really quick presents for people. So I just wanted to show you guys a couple of them. So I have lots. There's some awesome colors in here. Some of which are not in the shop anymore. Like I don't know if there's any Trick or Treat left. There's no Frog's Breath left. There's no My Little Brony. So all of these are in sock tube form, ready to purchase. There's also some that are like commercial yarns, which are priced differently than the Hearing Colors Dyeworks ones. There's a skein of, this is a One-Eyed Willy. Yeah, so have a peek at that if you would like a sock tube to make really quick socks. Or you can sew in the ends and have a little scarf, or you can cut them in half and then have two leg warmers. Like there's lots and lots of things that you can do with a sock tube. And if you have any questions on how to turn it into a sock, please feel free to message me on Instagram or send me an email, Facebook, however you would like. Just reach out. I am more than happy to point you in the direction of the resources that I use to learn how to do these things. So have a peek at those. They're on the KnottyKnittress.com and they are under sock tubes. You can view that under either the Cranky Knittress drop down at the top, or it would be in like the whole list of all the things. So the other thing that I have, which I'm super excited with, and these are looking all kind of funny because I just pulled them out of a plastic bag, but I learned how to make pom-poms. And if you're following along on my YouTube channel, Vlogtober, you'll see, and I show you how to make them because I learned how from watching other YouTube videos. I just Googled how to make a faux fur pom-pom and followed those videos. But I've been making pom-poms and I just love them. So you can find these on the website as well. And of course, you know, got my color palette. And I will grow in the future with some other colors. Obviously, But this is what I started with because it's October still. And I also have some fun rainbow ones with a little shorter. Oh, that is so blown out. There we go. Yeah, some fun rainbow pastel ones. We got a stripy rainbow one. Yeah. So there are pom-poms, and each of my pom-poms comes with a pom-pom button. So this is a button that I 3D print out, and I am not the first person to come up with this idea. I just designed my own to print it out so that I could include them in my website. It is just a button with elongated holes, and you attach the little elastic. You go through both, and then you wrap it around the button. The button goes on the inside of the hat. Pull it through. I have a little video of me doing that. I don't think I have it anymore, but it is in a Vlogtober. I will try to link the Vlogtober where I show you how to put the button on a hat. I will link that down below. So there are pom-poms, there are sock tubes, there will be some new ball socks going up in the shop. I've got a couple of new colors that I have cranked up. Found another one of these guys. And then these, of course, are in there also. And then I also have a couple of ball socks that I have put together as sets. So we have this here, and this is a gradient set, and that light is really blowing it out. Yeah, you can see it's like a gradient set of ball socks that I put together. So I just took a gradient skein of yarn and made a set of ball socks, and it's kind of cute. I like sets of things. I like when things go together. You know, I don't know. I like my project bags to match the theme of whatever color yarn I'm knitting with. So why not also have a set of ball socks that kind of fit the same vibe? Because I had some gradient yarns in my stash that I decided instead of turning them into socks, I'd turn them into ball socks. So now you will find that set on there as well as this set. This is just a set of 2. And the next new thing is yarn. And I will be right back. Okay, so we have some holiday colors. And as I showed you before, the Something Festive This Way Comes. Let's move this right here so that will focus. Yes, so gorgeous, lovely, and then that works up like this. Beautiful. Something Festive This Way Comes. This is on the Grotto Falls base, which is a really good sock base. It's a 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. I want to say it's 27 microns in this. So it's a nice sturdy sock. So there's that one. And then we have Gingerbread Lane, which went really quickly, so I haven't even had a chance to work this up, and you can't even see the gorgeous colors. Let me pop this label off. Yeah, these beautiful chestnutty browns that are just gorgeous, and lovely speckles. Gingerbread Lane, also on the Grotto Falls base. And yeah, So pretty, so pretty. And then he did another one that is called Cranberry Christmas Cake. I love cranberries. And look at this gorgeous. Will you just focus in the right spot, please? This gorgeous, like, deep red with red speckles throughout, and you get touches of cake color. Cranberry Christmas Cake on the Grotto Falls base. So those are all in the shop, ready to go. And then I made some cute, let's focus, 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 focus. I made some cute little, a little set, progress keeper and stitch marker. They look like little Christmas candies. So those are in the shop as well. And these are my absolute favorite. So Bobby has been playing with his colors a little more, getting a little more adventurous, just trying to do different things. And so he came up with this stunning, oh my gosh, it's not going to show you right. Let's see if, let's take this down. There we go. So it's this gorgeous, gorgeous skein. This is called Fall Foliage. And there's so much depth to this. Like this lovely green and this beautiful orange. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And this is on the Deadline Falls base, which each skein, there's a few differences in there. This one is a 17 micron, 100% merino, non-superwash. There are 220 yards in here and 100 grams. This behaves more like a DK or a sport weight than it does a worsted weight. But it's just simply gorgeous. So he dyed this one up and was just picking out some fun colors to play around with, and this honestly was not meant to be what it turned into be, a fade of colors, but it turned into it. So here's the next one. So this lovely deep orange into some gorgeous like purple greens into this purple blue here. Now this one is called Fall Foliage, and this one is called Autumn Skies. And then this one is called Autumn Nights. Look at, I think these need to live in something. They need to fade from one thing into another. I don't know. I gotta find a shawl pattern for these guys. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I'm in love. So like this one, I think this one's my favorite. This one I think is my favorite. I mean, it's just, there's so many colors in it. Just so pretty. Look at that. Like, look at that purpley green, like almost looks jade. I love it. I don't have all the wonderful descriptive words like other people do but I just know how it makes me feel. I know it makes me happy to just look at the colors in here and how they change and like the different shades and depths. I don't have good descriptor words, but I just love them. They just need to live together. Like, seriously. Don't you think? What do you guys think? Tell me down below what you think this would be perfect for. I'm gonna have to go searching for a pattern. So there are some of these up in the shop, and this is again on the Deadline Falls base. This yarn is just so soft. It's like 17 microns, and it's just so squishy. So squishy. Okay, that is all I've got to show you for shop talk. So check it out on TheKnottyKnittress.com. I will link all of these things below, and I will try to put each individual link for the items in case you're looking for one specifically. Yeah, go check these out. I think this is just, this is not even usually my vibe. Like, this is more Bobby. This is totally 100% Bobby's aesthetic. Like, it looks like you're just trampling through the woods, looking at the ground and all the colors. Yeah. Okay, so life talk. Let's see. I have been doing Vlogtober, so that has been taking up a lot of my life. I've been watching a lot of vlogs. Vlogtober, I've been watching Rebecca from Mean Girl Knits and Michelle from Maximum Yarnage, who is absolutely completely a real person, and I love her, and I think she's funny, and she's very down to earth, and she just gives it to you like it is, and it's super empowering to see her just share who she is unfiltered, and I love it. So check her out. She dyes gorgeous yarn. She does these awesome, like, random yarn encounters where she'll like roll a 20-sided dice, and then, like, I'm not a D&D person, so I don't know the name of them, but she's a couple of different dice, and she'll roll, see what color she's going to do, what layout she's going to do, like whether the colors are going to go from light to dark or dark to light, full immersion, low immersion. Like, it's so fun. She just lets chance choose her yarn, and they're gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. She has an Etsy shop. I will have it linked down below. That is Michelle. I've been watching Amy from Happy Little Yarn, and she's been doing her like project bag, frog it or finish it kind of thing, like I do, where she's got a whole like ton of project bags, and she'll just like pull one down, and she's like, let's see what's in here, and it's so exciting to watch. And because especially since some of them are like, oh, I remember when you started that project, because I watch her podcast on a regular basis. I've been watching all kinds of vlogs. Knitty Witch and Knitting Annihilator and Simply Serving and Andrea the Cat Lady and Lisa from 72 Stitches, Knit All the Yarn. She's doing her Vlogtober's all about the MCAL, so I've been watching that one too. She's like caught up on all of her clues, which is awesome, and I really like her colors. There's another new one that I've been watching called Knitting in the Heights, and I think her name is Chrissy. And she just like shows you around New York and stuff, and it's so fun. I've just been enjoying all of the ones that are popping up. I've just been watching them this year in my spare time while I'm working and sewing in ends and stuff like that. Farmers market season is done, so I will maybe have a little more time on my hands, but craft fair season is like coming up. So there's a lot of like Christmas craft fairs and fall craft fairs that I will be doing. So I have to have, that's a little more foot traffic. So I have to have a lot more of the things that I put in my shop done. And then I get to start filming my Just Add Color project that I talked about a little bit. I'm really excited. I'm actually going to start filming a chunk of it today. You can look for those videos in the beginning of November. I might have to break them down into sections, but I'm going to show all of the yarn and then I'm going to work it all up and show you more about it. And I will link all of the lovely makers and where you can find their yarn and how you can find them on social media, and just share all the love. And then I have lovely little kits that I put together for them, which I'm excited to send that all to them. And it's just super exciting. I'm really excited to do this project and show you guys the yarn. So that's kind of what's been going on. My kiddos are in school. My daughter has been super helpful with me on the Thursday markets because she comes there right after violin. And it was so cute because the farmer's market asked her if she wanted to play her violin at the farmer's market, because they have a little booth where, they have a musician usually for a couple of hours, and they noticed that every day she would come, she'd have her violin case because she came straight from violin uh, orchestra practice. And so yesterday was the last market and she got to play her violin, and she was so very nervous. She's an intermediate beginner. It's like her second year being in the orchestra. So, and she doesn't practice nearly as much as she should. But she was just excited to do it, but very, very nervous. So she didn't play very loud, but people were clapping whenever she was done. And a couple people put a few dollars in her little violin case, and she looked over at me and she was like, they put money in there. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes, musicians, they just play for money. And she's like, that's really weird. She didn't understand why people were putting money in her violin case. It was just really cute. If I can, I'll pop in a little clip here of her, or after, of her, just nervously playing her little songs that she knows. So, but I think that because on the way home she was like, I want to do that again. And I was like, well, you got to practice so you can have more than one song. She played like the same 3 songs for an hour, and the songs are short. She did that, and her scales, and it was just cute. And she just kept repeating them until her time slot was up. So I was like, you got to practice so you can learn more stuff. And so she was excited after the fact, and I like to see that joy in her and something that makes her happy, just like yarn makes me happy. So that's all I got. I have no idea how long this is going to be because I've been interrupted several times. But until next time, take life one stitch at a time.